On a gorgeous late summer afternoon, it's time for football from Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Coming up, it's a rematch from last year's AFC wildcard round, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. Now their 31-year-old running back, Raheem Mostert. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And Waddle going to have a Dolphins first down as he's up to the 40-yard line. Couple of Alabama guys there, 2 to Waddle for the Miami first.
First down, Dolphins.
Now Tua. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Motion man is Berrios. Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 11 more on that one and another first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, 29 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Well, they said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them. And I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
That's right. Get something together. You're supposed to catch that, baby. That's how we eat.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Throwing to start the drive. Allen, little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
It's a pickup of 17 on that one and a Bills 1st down.
A strong play from last year's 2nd-round pick who didn't get a lot of carries as a rookie with the Bills, only 89. But he made the most of them, though. A 5.7-yard average, good enough to lead all running backs had he qualified. This is a young man who's proved he's worthy of a more featured role in the Buffalo offense.
Allen's throw here taken in by Knox. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd down, here's Allen. Going right back to Knox, and again a completion.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the 1st down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
That was Terrell Bernard navigating his way to the backfield and dropping him for a loss.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
2nd down, here's Mostert again. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. From midfield, here's Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. A handoff running left is Mostert. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert
An 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score as they regroup with 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 3.
From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
On 1st down, Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
1st down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And shutting him off, now open field. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory, down at the 31. Allen off the play fake. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one goes for 24 yards.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another 1st down.
Allen to throw once more.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. On 2nd down, Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Partner's been my experience that after 2 stops like that near the goal line, defense has only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
Had the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Trent Sherfield. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bills have cut it back within a score.
Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Miami set to take over. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Up the middle they go with Mostert. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burko?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Meanwhile, to his throw, caught by his receiver, Hill.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Tua completing this to Waddle. Still on his feet.
They're all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle
With his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half.
And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Sanders now to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Next to score, Dolphins 21, Bills 7.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
On the return, Deontay Hardy. Now Hardy on the return. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. But Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here. But with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Throwing now is Allen. He'll find Diggs once more on the completion.
Loose inside the 30, inside the 10. Touchdown, Bills.
Stephon Diggs. 72 yards.
And the Bills get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together. Here's a 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's Tua. His throw incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Tagovailoa working out of the gun.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. They fake the handoff. Now Tua completes it to the tight end Smythe. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Sanders' kick is good. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. What do you think? Maybe a little disappointment there. They had a pretty nice drive going at the end of the half, and they have to settle for 3.
No, definitely a little bit of disappointment there, because when you kick a short field goal, you shake your head a little bit like, could we have done a little bit more? Could we have gotten one more shot to try and get 6? But with what little time was left on the clock, I think it was a smart play.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Now Hardy on the return, taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Allen going to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
They've been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
Now Allen again. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Bills have got it back to within a score.
And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
And he'll have the Dolphins first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Mostert there with a quality gain, and paired with head coach Mike McDaniel of Miami, had his best season as a pro last year, nearly 900 yards in 16 games. Injuries derailed a couple of seasons for him prior, but he has shown that when healthy, he can chase the 1,000-yard mark.
On first down, they go with Mostert again.
Nice little juke. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory.
68 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Oh, the option left. Here's Tua.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down.
So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Motion man is Berrios. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. On this one, that may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Gregory Rousseau works his way in for the stop and the loss.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Braxton Berrios, 45 yards.
And the Dolphins will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Show them what you got. Let's go, fellas. That's right. Don't stop. It's showtime, baby. Playmaker, step up right now. No pain, no gain. All right, who let him now? Let's go, baby.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Now Hardy on the return.
This taken in right around the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Buffalo set to get the football back here.
They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Here's 2nd and 3.
To the air, Allen.
He's got this one complete to Sherfield.
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Buffalo. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins.
Wilkins, not known as a sack artist, only 8 combined in his last 2 seasons, but almost 100 tackles and a pair of forced fumbles for the Finns last season.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
And meanwhile, Allen's throw here taken in by Knox.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Throwing is Allen on 3rd.
Going right back to Knox, and again a completion.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Now Allen, gotta have this one.
That is caught.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? The left side caught by Diggs. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
Big swing by the Dolphins in 2022, acquiring Chubb from Denver in midseason. Only 2.5 sacks in 8 games with his new team, trying to get more consistency at the 2-time Pro Bowler in 2023.
Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. Uncorks one for Davis. And that is caught. Touchdown,
Gabriel Davis.
35 yards.
And the Bills have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And Mostert going to pick up a Dolphins first down as he'll get this up past the 35-yard line.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
A run with Mostert up the middle.
And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
Let's do this, man.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. To throw is Tua. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line.
Allen and the Bills now. Down 31-28.
Just over a minute 40 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down.
Allen. That's complete. It's Cook.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Now 2nd and 6 at the 21-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up. To throw is Allen. That's taken in by Knox. And Knox is going to have a Bills first down as he'll get this up close to the 30-yard line.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. That's taken in by Sherfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
All right, they picked up yardage, but they've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it. They've got 1 timeout left, want to save it.
Here's 1st down. Now Allen.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
Huge play there. Now, do you use that timeout or try to hustle it up?
The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to tie things up in the final minute.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. I'll tell you, he better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Miami set to take over.
They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that.
Running on 1st down is Mostert, but he can only manage a yard, and that's about it before he's tackled.
4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
So the Bills going to be the first to get it as we are back underway here in overtime. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. And he's knocked to the turf right there at the 46-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Allen's throw is complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs. Well, good start for him under center here in overtime. Now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want.
And he's brought down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. First and 10. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts, maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time.
Out to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Christian Wilkins able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. And now 3rd and very long. Are you cautious here?
I think you have to be, because the first mantra of any football game is don't lose it. Then you give yourself a chance to win it. And if you go ahead and force something now, take a big shot that doesn't pay off, you didn't help your defense out at all.
Yeah, especially here in overtime. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Bradley Chubb picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
A 51-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills have taken the lead. That was a big risk here in overtime. He sent him out to fire away from long distance, but he knocks it through to give him the lead.
Edgy, don't you think? Because if he misses there, ball goes to the spot of the kick, correct?
Yeah.
And guess what? That only gives about, 20 yards or so for them to go downfield and be in position themselves. So you have confidence in it, and you have confidence in your defense to go ahead and let him kick that one.
So only a field goal on that opening drive of overtime. Will that hold up? We'll find out as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Dolphins offense returning to the field. It's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Tua to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Tua. He's got it complete to Waddle.
Oh, he sheds himself free.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you're talking about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Tagovailoa completes it to the tight end, Smythe. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
From the 25, here's second down and 1. Here's Tua. He dumps it off to A-Chain.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
Now Tua. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. And absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime.
And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is.